Well, data privacy certainly poses some challenges for marketers, but it also poses some opportunities for marketers to do a better job. The trick with data privacy is to gain consent, which really means you have to gain the consumer's trust that you're going to respect their wishes and use their data in the way that they want that data to be used. So if you can do that, then you can get more data, and then you can do all the wonderful things that you want to do with data. I think that in terms of how we collaborate between marketers and technologists and data scientists, probably the biggest impact of AI will be to give marketers more control over doing things themselves. So that will free up the technologists and the data scientists to do the more advanced things. Marketers are going to have to educate themselves so they can kind of ask the right questions and understand if they're getting back the answers that they want. But as I said, they'll also be able to do more of the simpler things for themselves. So we should have a substantial increase in the volume and the quality and the value of the product and those groups working together. Well, that's a complicated topic as well, of course. Again, privacy plays in a very large role here because so far most of the privacy regulations rely on consent. And if you get consent, then you can get those identifiers. If you can't get consent, you're really quite limited in what you can do, because a lot of the information, like say IP addresses, that at one point were considered to be sort of fair game are now considered to be personal identifiers. So now you do have to get the consent for those as well. I think that beyond that, marketers have to set up programs, things like loyalty programs and surveys and so on, where consumers will freely give up their information so that you have a core identifier, something like an email address, that you can then use as the basis around which you build up those identifiers, using those identities, I should say, using all the other information that you could gather. I think the critical thing about using MarTech outside of marketing is that it's all about customer experience. And really, the customer doesn't distinguish a marketing interaction from a customer service interaction, from an operational interaction. For those, it's all how I'm interacting with the company. So you have to give that customer a good experience across every interaction with the company, which means you have to have access to complete customer data, because the more you know about the customer, the better you can treat them and the happier they'll be. So the marketing data that was originally collected for marketing now is customer data that can be used in all those places to give a better experience. Well, that's an interesting statistic, and I looked at that particular data point quite closely. There are a few issues with it, but I think the critical thing that we learned from that data point is that CDPs have really not so much dropped as evolved. So customer data now is more and more managed in operational systems inside your e-commerce platform, inside your CRM platform, inside your marketing automation platform. So it's not so much really that the cloud data warehouses have taken over as the function is migrated into other operational systems or marketing systems. And that's where the customer data is managed, and that's how people want it.